Picture this scenario for a second. You are deep in the zone today. You're just typing rapidly on your keyboard.
Yeah, you're using a tool you already pay good money for.
Right. You type exactly 5 prompts into the chat box. Suddenly, a warning flashes across your computer screen. Your account just dropped below 25% capacity.
Oh, wow. And it only took 30 minutes of your time.
Exactly. Hitting a paywall on your own paid plan, that's a visceral, incredibly frustrating feeling to experience.
It's incredibly jarring. You expect the system to just work smoothly. You're paying for seamless access, after all. But those invisible walls are closing in rapidly.
Welcome to our deep dive today. We're really glad you're joining us. Today, our mission is unpacking this exact frustration.
Yeah, we're exploring why Gemini usage limits vanish so suddenly.
Right. We'll also figure out how to optimize your workflows. We really want to help you prevent those sudden account freezes.
It's a vital skill for modern work. You kind of have to understand the boundaries of your tools.
We're going to cover the new compute power paradigm first. Then we'll walk through the golden rules for daily usage.
And finally, we'll reveal the hidden tricks that advanced users rely on.
Exactly. These tricks completely save you when the battery hits 0.
We definitely have a lot of ground to cover.
So before we can optimize the AI, we need context. We need to understand how Google changed the rules recently.
Right. It's a massive paradigm shift in how limits actually work.
It really is a totally different game now. Google no longer counts the flat number of messages you send.
No, they measure the underlying complexity of your prompt instead. They track the actual computing power used for every single request.
Let's define that jargon quickly for clarity. Compute power is the total machine energy needed to finish tasks.
Right. It helps to think about your smartphone battery. Reading basic text messages sips your battery power very slowly.
You can check the weather app all day long without worry.
Exactly. But playing heavy, graphic-intense mobile games drains it very rapidly.
Uploading a 50-page financial document for a summary is that heavy game.
Yeah, it really is.
The AI handles your request the exact same way. It allocates its processing power based purely on task difficulty.
Yeah. In the past, 10 short messages cost the exact same as 10 long ones.
Right.
That old rule is completely gone from the system now. The AI specifically looks at the energy it has to spend.
It makes sense when you think about server costs. But I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. Beat. I just keep asking for more complex things without realizing the cost.
Oh, I all fall into that trap pretty easily.
You just assume the machine can handle everything instantly.
Right. We forget there are physical servers burning electricity somewhere. That's why you need to constantly check your dashboard.
You need to know exactly where your capacity stands.
Exactly. If you open your app right now, look at the bottom left corner.
You'll see a small gear icon sitting there quietly. You just click on that settings menu to open it up.
And then you click directly on usage limits. This specific page is very important for your daily workflow.
You really should make it a habit to check it constantly.
Yeah. On this dashboard, you'll clearly see 2 tracking bars.
One bar clearly shows your current daily usage limit. The other bar displays your overall weekly limit capacity.
And as you ask questions, these visual numbers go up rapidly.
If any bar reaches 100%, you lose access entirely.
The system will simply force you to wait it out. The reset schedule is a very important detail to understand here.
Right. The current usage bar resets itself every 5 hours. If you drain it completely in the early morning, you're okay.
You can easily start working again in the late afternoon.
But that weekly limit is much less forgiving. 2-sec silence. How punishing is it if you actually max out that weekly limit bar?
Oh, it's brutal. You're locked out of heavy tools for days. You literally just have to sit and wait for the weekly reset.
So 5 hours for daily resets, or agonizing days if the weekly breaks.
Exactly. It really forces you to be highly strategic.
Now we know exactly why the battery drains so fast. Let's look at what specific tasks are draining it.
Yeah, we need to configure your settings to stop the bleeding today.
The biggest danger is accidentally turning on extended thinking.
Oh, definitely.
Let's clearly define that feature for everyone listening. The AI spends extra time checking its own steps.
Right, and it creates invisible mini prompts in the background. It basically argues with itself to verify its own logic.
It's very good at solving incredibly difficult math problems.
True. But it eats your digital resources incredibly fast. Just one wrong click here wipes out 10% instantly.
That is a massive penalty for a simple mistake. Beat. You really want to rely on the safe default instead.
Always use Gemini Flash combined with standard thinking for daily tasks.
Gemini Flash is a lighter model explicitly designed for speed.
Yeah, this setting handles quick questions and short summaries perfectly. It replies fast and keeps your limit very safe overall.
Let's talk about the specific types of media request. This is where the resource strain gets highly variable.
Generating standard text is usually your safest bet by far. Text data is processed very easily and quickly by the system.
It's the native language of the large language model.
Exactly. It usually burns less than 1% of your limit.
You could prompt an expert copywriter persona, for example. You ask for 15 AI productivity email subject lines. You specify keeping them strictly under 33 characters long. The system creates that text incredibly fast for you.
And your limit bar will barely move at all. But things change rapidly when we shift over to audio.
Creating music is fun, but highly dangerous for your capacity.
Oh yeah, very dangerous.
Why does audio hit the system so much harder than text?
Well, when you ask for a song, it creates complex waveforms. It has to render high-frequency data across time.
I see.
This requires huge computer power from the underlying system infrastructure.
Yeah.
If you use the free plan, it's incredibly expensive.
Wow.
Just one single song eats 13% of your limit.
That's over a tenth of your battery for one track.
Yeah, you should just use the Music FX tool in Google Labs instead.
Right. It focuses entirely on making music for your creative projects. It has an independent credit system to keep your main battery safe.
That's a great workaround. Now, we also need to talk about coding. Writing code is incredibly costly compared to standard text.
Wait, isn't code just text at the end of the day? Why does it drain the main battery so violently?
Because writing functional code isn't just simple text generation. The tool must understand strict logic and complex structural rules.
Right.
If it messes up a normal word, you still understand it. If it misses a semicolon, the entire website breaks immediately.
That makes perfect sense. It has to think much harder.
Exactly.
Imagine asking for a professional locksmith landing page layout. You want HTML5 and Tailwind CSS code generated perfectly. You mandate a clean design and an emergency fee of $99.
It looks simple, but it outputs hundreds of highly accurate lines. It constantly verifies the syntax as it generates the response.
Right.
If you use the Gemini Pro model on the free plan, it hurts. You lose 33% of your limit immediately.
Even worse, fixing a broken button burns more capacity. You ask it to debug, and another 33% vanishes.
Yeah, you need a specialized coding platform to avoid this trap entirely. Google just launched the free anti-gravity model specifically for developers.
Moving on to visual media, we find a weird paradox. Generating images is surprisingly efficient for your daily limit.
Yeah, you might assume they burn massive resources exactly like music.
But real-world tests show they use very few limit points. On the free plan, one picture uses barely 2 to 3%.
And for the paid plans, it stays safely under 1%.
You can generate a whiteboard-style infographic very easily. You can ask for thick markers and absolutely no digital fonts.
And Gemini creates a beautiful picture at a surprisingly small cost.
But if we jump from static images to moving pictures, everything breaks. Video generation is absolute chaos for your usage limits today.
It is the worst offender by a massive margin. It burns huge power, and the results are incredibly hard to guess. It has to render 24 frames per second with temporal consistency. Free users aren't even allowed to make videos right now.
If you have the $20 Pro plan, you can certainly try. But one single video eats 33% of your limit.
Yeah, and sometimes the system gets completely stuck processing the heavy files. It never finishes the video, but it steals your credits anyway.
Oh, that's rough.
Whoa! Imagine scaling to 1 billion queries and realizing just one video prompt eats 1/3 of the processing power.
It is staggering when you actually look at the math. If you want video, you really should use Google Flow.
Right. It runs on the new Gemini Omni model instead.
Neat. Why are images so incredibly cheap to generate compared to coding?
Well, code requires flawless logic, precise structure, and complex rules. Images are really just simple pixel patterns to the AI.
Code demands flawless logic and structure. Images just need a pretty pattern.
Yeah. It's all about how the machine thinks underneath. Sponsor.
Let's get back into optimizing this heavy AI workflow. Even with perfect rules, you might hit 100% capacity.
Oh, it happens to the best of us.
So what are the backdoor methods available to you right now? How do you keep working when the main tank is completely empty?
Well, advanced users always have their own hidden secrets ready. Trick number 1 is utilizing the tiny flashlight model.
When you hit the limit, you get blocked from using Pro. You get blocked from image and video generation entirely.
Right. But Google has this super small, very light secondary model available. Flashlight uses almost zero compute power to actually run.
It still works perfectly when your main battery is completely empty.
It's great for basic grammar checks and quick translation tasks. You use it while waiting patiently for that 5-hour reset.
Another massive trick is moving your reading workflows over to NotebookLM. You should absolutely not reach huge PDFs in the main chat.
Oh, definitely not. Doing that is just burning your daily limit entirely uselessly.
NotebookLM is a totally separate and completely free organizational tool. It has an independent limit level specifically for your uploaded document.
Right. It uses a different retrieval system in the background entirely. You can freely upload large PDF files and incredibly long texts. You can upload website links and ask for highly detailed summaries. It won't touch your main Gemini battery at all.
Wait, so I can summarize a whole book over there safely, and my main Gemini chat remains at 100% capacity.
Absolutely. This is the smartest offloading trick you can possibly use today. You also want to look at using specialized developer apps.
Right. We saw how fast coding and videos burn the main limit.
Yeah. If you're building software, move directly to Google AI Studio. It gives you a clean, bare-bones space to test code safely.
It has a much higher usage limit designed explicitly for developers.
Exactly. You can test HTML and complex CSS all day long there.
For creating videos, you should look for standalone tools like Google Flow. Free users actually get 50 credits per day just for video.
Now let's break down our recommendations by your specific subscription tier.
Your optimization strategy changes heavily based on your current specific plan.
It really does. If you're on the free tier, protect your limit aggressively.
You must avoid complex coding tasks at all costs here. You must avoid the heavy Gemini Pro model completely.
Yeah, just one prompt on Pro can destroy your daily limit instantly. Always use Gemini Flash and keep your thinking set at standard.
Move all your long PDFs directly over to NotebookLM for reading.
Definitely. Now, if you paid $20 for the Pro plan, you have freedom, but you still absolutely need a highly solid workflow strategy.
Heavy coding is okay if you stick strictly to Gemini Flash.
But you must avoid turning on extended thinking accidentally. And always remember that video generation hits your cap in 30 minutes.
If you pay for the Ultra plan, you have massive power available. It costs $100 to $200 a single month.
Right. You generally don't worry about limits like other normal users do, but it's really only worth it for daily heavy video generation.
It handles multiple heavy video prompts safely without crashing completely. But even on Ultra, use Flash for your basic daily text tasks.
Yeah.
2-sec silence. Is there ever a reason to use the massive Ultra brain for simple emails?
No, it is a massive waste of valuable computational resources. You must save the heavy power for when you actually need it.
Never use a supercomputer just to write a simple email subject line.
Exactly. It's all about using the right tool for the job.
That brings us directly to the big idea of this deep dive. The core philosophy here is ultimately about addition by subtraction.
Yeah. Removing unnecessary heavy requests helps the entire system run smoothly. Offloading those heavy workloads is the ultimate workflow cheat code today.
You move them to independent systems like NotebookLM and AI Studio. This keeps your main chat account fully active for your daily work.
Right. You divide and transfer tasks to effectively double your overall work efficiency.
We've entered a fascinating and slightly strange era of technology. We actually have to budget machine thoughts very carefully now.
It's why?
We budget them the exact same way we budget our own mental energy. What happens to our personal creativity when our digital brains get tired, just like our biological ones?
That's a great question.
Something for you to ponder as you configure your usage limits today. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. OUTRO Music.